And there is a time for meditation, to think in the early hours of the morning. And there's a time for love. And then there's a time to say goodbye. And notice, as the sun seeks to leave the night, the day seeks to leave the night is holding on to him. She does not want him to go. And so while he went into her arms with a plunging ball of fire, in the morning it's just a single ray of light, that's all. And then a second ray of light. Slowly, slowly, the dawn gives way to the day, displaying the intensity of the attraction between the male and the female. That's the natural order that Allah has given. And you'd notice in this hall, we have not put up any partitions and barriers between the brothers and the sisters. We didn't do that. No. We didn't have our women in one world and our men in another world, two separate worlds altogether. No, we didn't do that. No. Our brothers and our sisters lived here as a family, in a single space. Of course, with a forbidden space between each other. A forbidden space for the physical touch, and a forbidden space for the tongue and the eyes. But other than that, we live together. And when we build the Muslim village, our women will pray in the same space with our men. Yes, because did he not say? But of course, nobody says that today. It's forgotten. They put it in cold storage. You know cold storage? That when the women go down in sijda, they must remain in sijda longer than the men. Why? Said the Prophet ﷺ, because some of the men may not have enough cloth to cover themselves properly. And so if a woman were to raise her head too soon, it would be an unwelcome sight, an unpleasant sight. And so he ordered the woman to remain longer in sijda than the men, indicating that there was no barrier between the men and the women. Today, the women are not allowed in the masjid. No, out. We don't want you in this masjid. Today, the women are put upstairs in a balcony. They put downstairs in the basement. They put in an annex. They put them anywhere, but not in the same space with the men. And if you put them in the same space with the men, you have to put up a barrier. So when they pray, they only pray with their ears, not with their eyes. But not here. When we build the Muslim village, our women will pray in the same space with the men. Tomorrow they will have a problem. Tomorrow their daughters and their granddaughters are going to build a masjid for women only. Their daughters and their granddaughters are going to turn to them and say to them, you denied us the rights that Allah gave to us. So shut your mouth. We are taking over. We're building a masjid for women only. And a woman will now deliver the khutbah. And a woman will now lead the salah. It's coming. But it ain't going to come to the Muslim village. When men and women live together as a family, there is excitement. There is electricity in the air. When men and women live together as a family. The male-female relationship operates as nature intended that it should operate. Yes, there are times when you have to restrain yourself. I love her, but she doesn't want me. We got married, but then she threw me out. And now I can't do without her. So I'm following her wherever she goes in Medina. You see me follow. It happened in Medina, didn't it? And even the Messenger of Allah was feeling sorry for him. Yes. Sorry for him. That's how they lived in Medina. When you have the male-female relationship with this kind of excitement, with all of the drama of life, then you have the natural order. And then people can live with peace and with happiness, even if they have only a loaf of bread. But if Dajjal is to rule the world, he has to take this natural order and turn it upside down. And what he has done is to give to the world a feminist revolution. The last people, said the Prophet, ﷺ, to come out of Dajjal will be women. And a man would have to return to his home and tie down, meaning coercively restrain his wife, his sister, his daughter, to protect them from Dajjal. So something is going to come which will mesmerize women, which will utterly brainwash them. What is it? It is the feminist revolution. And it is a revolution which takes the night and says to the night, it is discriminatory if you are prevented from trying to become day. Anything that a man does, a woman should have the freedom to do it as well. And so he said that women would dress like men. You have to dress like a man if you want to assume the functional role of men. And so she goes out to work full time. And when she goes out to work full time, not only does she dress like a man, she has to speak like a man. I'm not going to mention the name of anyone in Mr. Clinton's cabinet. And as she speaks like a man, her face becomes masculine. She loses all the femininity of a woman. She loses all the shyness, all the bashfulness of a woman. She's uncovered when the mystery of a woman is in her being covered. You have to take off the layers one by one gently on your honeymoon night to be able to discover who she is. But when all is uncovered, that's where Uncle Sam's daughter is today. She loses her femininity. And as she loses her femininity, then the natural attraction begins to wane. When the sun comes to the day, at the end of the day, the sun no longer plunges like a ball of fire into the arms of the night. No. Because now you have an adversarial relationship. The male-female relationship. It's pots and pans flying all over the room. And as the day loses interest in the night, eventually the day develops an interest in the day. It's natural. And so you have an unnatural sexual relationship becoming the natural. This is an upside down world, isn't it? And that's where we are today with the Gay and Lesbian Rights Day Parade in downtown Manhattan.